Hey folks, so I'm super excited to share with you this session. A lot of us are going through hybrid or virtual or remote environments. Some of us are 100%, some of us are 50%, some of us are in person. Regardless of where you're at, I think this session is going to be really beneficial for you. And really, it's helping us think outside of the box. So this session is going to be all about what would happen if we took the traditional timetable and just for 1 week we went off it. What might happen? What might student learning look like? So whether we're virtual or whether we're in person, typically learning looks like this for us. We have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We want to ensure that kids get a little bit of all their different learning, regardless of whether you're elementary school or all the way into high school. So the way we typically structure it is we might have our science class in the morning. That's for an hour. Then we have a little bit of a break, and then we go into our math class. And after our math class, we have perhaps our language class. Okay, here's ELA, language arts. Okay, so language. And then maybe in the afternoon, they might have social studies, or they could have maybe their electives. Okay, I'm just going to call this like their arts class. Okay, so here's the arts class here. Now this goes on typically for most of us throughout the entire week, right? The schedule is pretty much jam-packed. And maybe Friday we do something interesting. Maybe they get to go to their maker class a couple times a week, right? So I'll put that in here. It's their maker class. Kind of hard to do, right, when you're in a virtual environment, but hopefully that's more of a hands-on type of thing. So we go through that whole week, and really what learning looks like is learning is typically pretty shallow in terms of each subject, right? It's not integrated. Kids are doing different things in all their classes, and in a virtual environment, that's going to burn kids out super quick, as you probably already realized. And this session is going to be all about talking about the courageous schools that are trying to do something different. They're going off the timetable, and they're just experimenting a little bit with what that looks like, a week off the timetable. And so, whereas these subjects weren't connected before, if you recall, we had our science class, and we had our math class, and we had our languages class, and let's say, perhaps too, we have our visual or performing arts. Let's just call this technology/arts class. And they're getting super creative, and they're really going off the timetable. And the simple thing that's helping them go off the timetable is instead of doing all of these things and jamming learning, they're centering on one central learning experience, one deep project that they're engaging with, and it typically happens within the community. And these are projects ranging all the way from putting together digital cookbooks that help share family recipes and help bring the community together during a time of crisis. These are projects that include really tracing the history of the city and exhibiting work. These are projects like memorials and honoring people who have passed away in various conflicts within the region and the community, all the way to helping people overcome the challenges of COVID, to even designing masks or acting as scientists would and trying to understand and investigate and use data to really try to predict the curve. They're all centered around real learning, deep topics. And whereas learning in the past was centered and very shallow on different classes, now it goes very deep. And that is because with that week off the timetable, that project within the community is guiding them. This session is going to be all about sharing some of those case studies all the way from early years through secondary so that you can be empowered to create your own learning experience. So where your learning doesn't have to look like this, but where it looks more like this. And you're going to walk away with a great idea that you can bring back to your community, your school, whether you're hybrid or in person, and be able to get deeper learning experiences, more engaged kids. And really we talk about social emotional learning being so important. That is going to happen with these experiences that are connected to the community, where your kids could really make a difference. Can't wait to share with you, and I hope you join me for this exciting session in the conference.